everybody! So I am going to try to make okonomiyaki today. I have already put some of the mix together, so I'm going to show this to you. In my bowl, I have mixed together the okonomiyaki mix that I bought. It's flour with some other ingredients mixed in, 2 eggs, water, and some cabbage that I have chopped up. And I'm going to mix that together, but I also wanted to add in some other vegetables. So in this cup right here, I have shredded some carrot and I have chopped up some pickled radish. So I'm going to throw that in the bowl. And I have some of my green onion chopped up. I'm going to put a little bit of that in. Okay, and in my pan over here on the stove, I've already put in some sesame oil. I'm going to start heating that up to medium heat. Okay, so we're going to mix this and get it so it's all as even as possible. And the amount that I've made is supposed to make 3. But we'll see. Depends on the size, I guess, that you make. So okonomiyaki is a savory pancake in Japan. There are actually many different kinds of okonomiyaki depending on the region that you go to in Japan. My husband and I were able to make our own in Harajuku in Tokyo. And I got, I believe it was a tomato curry one. It was delicious. And if you are able to, I highly suggest you guys go to Mommy. It is a Japanese street food restaurant here in Portland. They make an okonomiyaki that is just amazingly delicious. They are doing takeout, I believe, and curbside. So please think about supporting them. And a lot of these ingredients that I will be using today have come from Sun Oriental Market. I know I keep talking about them, but their owners are incredibly kind and they're still open. Please support them. Okay, so I think that that's mixed up and my pan is looking hot, so I'm going to turn that down to a medium heat. All right, and we're gonna put a little bit onto the pan. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit on here. And I have 2 spatulas over here that I'm gonna use to try to form it kind of into, I guess you would call it a circle, the best you can. And they say to make it about 1 inch in thickness. Okay, so they ask you to cover it up and let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm going to cover that up. I don't have the exact size cover for this pan, but this will do. And I'm going to set my timer for 4 minutes. And then what I'm going to do next is when that timer goes off, we're going to flip the pancake over. I guess it's not really a pancake, but I guess it is. Anyways, and I have some pork belly strips here. And I have some potato slices that I have previously cooked, thinly sliced on top of the stove with sesame oil, salt, and pepper. I'm going to thinly layer that along with our pork belly. And this pork belly, by the way, did come from Sun Oriental Market. I'm very excited to use it today. All right, guys, so I think I made a slight mistake, so I'm going to stop my timer, take the lid off, and I'm going to start layering my potato pieces on top. because it makes sense because you kind of want them to cook in, so when you flip over the pancake, they hopefully don't completely fall off. All right, and then I'm going to take my pork belly and I'm going to layer the pieces in as well. All right, and take my spatulas, make sure my shape is doing okay here. All right, I'm gonna let it go for about 1 more minute, cover on. See how it turns out. I'm kind of nervous, but it's my first time. So, well, my first time trying to make it at home. Okay, there goes my timer. So I'm gonna take the lid off. Let's see if I can flip this over without completely destroying everything. Ooh! I say I did pretty well. I like how that's looking. I'm gonna put the cover on the top. I'm gonna put my timer on. 5 minutes, here we go. All right, there's our timer. Let's stop that. I'm gonna take the lid off. I'm gonna turn the heat down. See how this came out. Grab my spatulas. I'm gonna transfer it to the plate over here. Oh, I lost a potato. That's all right. Here we go. Just gonna sneak that potato underneath. Why not? All right. There's our pancake. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use my okonomiyaki sauce. And I'm going to kind of swirl it on. Got a brush here I'm going to use to spread it around. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to use, they had actually said that we should use like a nori seasoning of some sort. And I didn't have a straight nori, but I do have norikomi furikake, which is basically, the furikake means sprinkle in Japanese. It's a rice seasoning, but it has nori in it and it has some sesame seeds. I think it'll still taste good. So I'm going to add a little bit of that on top. And a lot of people have told me that you can basically put anything in okonomiyaki. Japanese mayo, Kewpie, definitely a must. So the way they do it is they go back and forth, spread it on top. And I'm going to add some of my bonito flakes. So a lot of times too, what they like to do is they like to cut it in 4 pieces, so that way it's a little bit easier to eat. But yeah, so I'll use my spatula. See how this came out. Got my chopsticks over here. Okay. Something that they always usually say before they eat is basically thanking for the food is itadakimasu. Oishi! It's very good. Oishi is a term for so good, tasty, yummy. So, I think that turned out great. See you guys next time. Bye. Minasan konnichiwa. Hello. I hope you enjoyed the portion of Okonomiyaki. And I decided I would follow it up with a song from a Hayao Miyazaki film called Howls Moving Castle. It's one of my favorites. And the piece that I'm going to be playing is called The Merry-Go-Round of Life. And I really, really like this one. Also, I have my Interlaken, one of my Interlaken sweatshirts on. So shout out to all my friends that I got to go to Interlaken with. Miss you guys, and I'm wishing you all well. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great start to your week, and I will see you next time.